it's sort of, I always ask myself this question, like, why am I attracted to going long? Like, what is it about like going long that I find appealing? And the immediate answer that comes to mind is I'm not fast, so I can go all day. So I have one speed, like the go all day speed, but I can't go that fast. So that's why I like going long. But that's not really the answer. The answer to why I enjoy it and what attracts me to it is really the spiritual aspect of it. Because I think like we're all here because we have goals. We have a race we want to do or that we want to complete, or we have a certain time we want to do or something like that. We have these like tactile, like tangible, measurable goals that we're working towards. But really, I think what's beneath that, and I think we would all agree that like what's beneath that is a certain lifestyle, a certain sense of wellness, and a way of life that is attractive or maybe different than what we've been doing prior that like drew us into all of this. And so why is that attractive? Like what attracts us to that? And yeah, it's the fitness, it's the feeling good. But I think that for me, and probably for a lot of people, conscious or not, there's a spiritual aspect of this lifestyle. It's like sort of being outside, connecting with nature, and being in touch with our earth and our terrain in a way that we're just not in our jobs and going to an office building or commuting or getting caught up in the day-to-day aspects of our life. And so for me, it's really like that's what it's all about. And like I have these destinations in mind, like I want to do this race, and in July I'm going to go here or whatever. But at the end of the day, those take a giant backseat to the journey. For me, it's all about the journey, and there is no destination. There is no end point. There's no end to the amount that I can learn about this sport, and certainly no end to the amount that I can learn about myself and how to be a better person. So, for me, this sport provides a vehicle to connect with my higher self in a way that I hadn't been able to do prior to my involvement. And so, the idea of being out on the trail by yourself or going on a long bike ride, whether it's with friends or alone, there's something about that is really pure, And I think authentic, pure experiences are becoming harder and harder to come by in our modern world, cluttered with iPhones and cell phones and jobs and bills and all these sorts of things. Like we can go through our day, on this tracker program with things I have to take care of, and I got to call this guy or whatever. Where is like this sort of authentic, experience of our heritage as human beings back in the hunter-gatherer stages of, what formed us in the cauldron of evolution. It's like those, that kind of connection. You have to really work for it, and I think that this sport, through its three disciplines and its experience in nature, allows us that. So I think it's a really cool thing. So for me, it's really almost not even about sport. Like I don't even care what place I come in or whatever. It's all about being able to be out on that trail alone. And Brett kind of touched on this yesterday with his minimalism talk and all the gadgetry, and like I love that. Like I can geek out on like power data and like training peaks and all that kind of stuff all day long. But at the end of the day, like I actually force myself to like get rid of that stuff and go out and run, just in a pair of shorts without a shirt or any heart rate meter or anything like that, or no iPod, and just try to really connect. I encourage like all of you to like not get too dependent on the iPods and the MP3 players and all that kind of stuff, because I think that and it's great, and I need it and I use it all the time, especially like if I really don't want to work out or whatever, I need the distraction. But there's a certain joy that comes with not having any of that stuff and getting to the core of of what you're doing, because it really is, the whole thing is an active meditation, And Romain and I were talking about this the other day. Like when you go on that long run, he was saying even he'll use an iPod for the first 45 minutes, and what anyone was saying, or he's not listening anymore, because there's something that like clicks in the mind, whether that's like a hormonal thing that happens with your metabolic rate increasing or being in that aerobic zone. You know, you kind of enter in, I'm sure we've all experienced this, where you enter into that like zone of timelessness, you know, where it's like, you'll like come out of it and you'll be like, where was I the last hour? You know, or like, which is kind of scary, like, you know, if you're riding a bike, you know, but I mean, there's something really cool about that too, where, you know, you really are in this active meditative state, and it goes back to what I was saying the other day about like who's had a solution to their problem or a great idea, you know, the latter stages of a long ride or a run or swim or whatever. And I think that you know, that is a very healing, cleansing thing to experience. And so, you know, with all the clutter of the heart rate meters and the power meters and all that kind of stuff, some of that the essence of what it is that we're doing can often get lost. And so, you know, I try to make sure that I nourish myself by, you know, stripping myself of all that kind of stuff. Because for me, that's really where you tap into, like, you know, the real joy of what it is that we're doing. So, you know, going long, I think that it's hard to talk about the spiritual and mental aspects of going long without talking about the practical aspects of it, because they're really like entwined. And you know, a lot of us are married, or we're in relationships, and we have jobs, and we have all these other things. And going long is a huge time commitment. You know, no matter how you slice it, it's like you can't cram for an Ironman. You know, you can't short circuit it. There's just a lot of work that you have to put in, and in order to do that, you know, you have to have your house in order. You know, you have to be able to schedule your time effectively. You have to be able to communicate with your spouse or your partner or your peers or your colleagues at work in a way that you can get the time set aside to do what you need to do. Because if those things are kind of in disarray, or the communication isn't there, or the scheduling isn't there, that creates a lot of anxiety, and it leads to the demise of relationships. And you know, you see it a lot with, you know, a lot of guys that like to go long, they end up divorced, or they can't sustain a relationship, or they don't want to be in a relationship, or whatever. There's a lot of problems that can like creep up when the practical aspects of it are not taken care of. So, and for me personally, like if I don't have that sorted out, then my relationship with my wife is not good, or you know, I'm falling behind in work, or all these other things that lead to a lot of stress and anxiety. And then when I go out for my workout, I have a difficult time enjoying it for what it is, because I'm like, you know, oh, I got to get back, and this is happening, and that kind of stuff is happening. And so, in order for me to really take advantage of the you know, the sort of spiritual benefit of, you know, going long, these long workouts and enjoying nature and all of that, I have to have that other stuff taken care of. And that's not to say that I always do. I try, but you know, believe me, there are plenty of days where, you know, it's very, very challenging. So I think that, you know, the practical aspects have to come first, and then you can free yourself of that clutter so that you can actually enjoy what you're doing. So for me, you know, again, it goes back to a journey. You know, and something like, I mean, I don't want to repeat myself because I talked about this the other day, but like something like Ultraman is appealing to me because it didn't really strike me so much as a race as it's almost like going to a self-realization retreat, you know, where you're gonna, it had a lot of the same kind of qualities of sitting in a room and learning more about yourself, you know, with a guru or something like that. It's like an internal version of that through sport. And so for me, it's all about finding out more about who I am and as a person, as opposed to here's where I am in my age group, or you know, this is what my heart rate data is, or my power data is, or you know, I got this place or that place. It's about the journey and the experience, and that's a never-ending thing. You know, it's not.